This is your News Source Evening Bulletin for today, Wednesday, the 22nd day of May in the year 2019. Here's what we're tracking tonight. President David Granger has asked Attorney General Senior Counsel Basil Williams to respond to him about the contents of an anonymous letter about several issues at the chambers of the Attorney General. Speaking to reporters this morning, President Granger said he has seen a copy of the letter, which contains serious allegations about the Attorney General at his chambers.
I have seen a copy of that letter, and I have asked the Attorney General to respond to me. He hasn't done so in writing, but I've seen a copy of it. It's anonymous.
According to the president, if there is someone with concrete evidence about the allegations against the Attorney General, then the person needs to put their name to the allegations and be prepared to defend them with evidence.
You have to be very careful with anonymous letters. If somebody had evidence, they'll put their name to it and be prepared to defend that evidence. But if it is a fake letter, anybody can write anything. But I've seen it. I've asked him if there's any truth in it.
In the letter, which was posted on social media and sent to media houses, the anonymous writer accuses the Attorney General of verbal, emotional, and mental abuse of some of his employees, as well as sexual misconduct. He was also accused of lying to the president and the public on the judicial review matter and other issues, including the hiring of temporary staff members at the Attorney General's chambers. In response, on his Facebook page, the Attorney General dismissed the allegations and accused the opposition People's Progressive Party of being involved in a campaign to smear his name. The Attorney General said he has practiced law for over 32 years, and there has never been any allegation of bribery of police, witnesses, jurors, magistrates, or judges ever against him. He said as a minister, equally no allegations of corruption have been made against him. He said money has never been his motivation, unlike some on the other side. More news coming up in just a moment.
Here now, I want to switch over to GTT right now. Because all this time and money I waste on a calls alone can just send up my blood pressure.
You've come to the right place.
Really?
Once you're switched over with our network, you can activate our Fab 5 plan. With our Fab 5 plan, you can enjoy free unlimited calls with 4 family and friends.
You got to be kidding me.
You will also get 5 gigabytes of data with 250 text messages.
You got to be kidding me.
And your chosen 4 can also call you for free.
You got to be kidding me.
Activate the GTT Fab 5 plan today. For only $5,005, you get free unlimited calls to 4 of your closest family and friends, 5 gigs of data plus 250 text messages, and your Fab 5 friends can call you for free. GTT Fab 5.
We are legions of men standing strong, but never too proud to stoop and help someone. We must send a clear signal to all. Do right, walk in upright ways, knowing that's what being a man is all about. And ever aware that things will only get worse when good men do nothing. Stand strong, be the one to live right.
Join in the celebration as Curtains and Drapery celebrates their 18th anniversary. During the month of May, all customers will enjoy 18% off on selected items in store. As we continue to celebrate, on the 25th, all customers will enjoy extra discounts while enjoying steel band music, snacks and refreshments, and gift giveaways. So come join the celebration. It's Curtains and Drapery's 18th anniversary. Curtains and Drapery, 110 Regent Street, between Albert and Light Street.
Welcome back. A police inspector was today sentenced to 7 days in jail for contempt of court. Inspector Prem Narayan landed himself in hot water as he got into a verbal back and forth with Magistrate Rondell Weber while giving evidence in a fraud case. According to reports, while being questioned, the inspector repeatedly asked for his memory to be refreshed. At one stage, it is reported that the magistrate became frustrated and told the inspector that he will not be allowed to refresh his memory again with his statement. Persons who were in the courtroom said that at that stage, the inspector told the magistrate that he does not like the way she was speaking to him. As the magistrate questioned whether his remarks were really directed at her, Narayan confirmed that they were, and made known his displeasure with the magistrate's attitude towards him. It is reported that the inspector raised his voice and got into a back and forth with the magistrate as she repeatedly warned him. Eventually, he was asked to take a seat, but he reportedly continued to argue with the magistrate and walked out of the courtroom. At that stage, the magistrate asked an officer of the court to take the inspector into custody. Narayan reportedly declared that he was not going to allow himself to be taken into custody by any constable, since he was senior to constables. The magistrate then told him that he was being held in contempt of court and will spend the next 7 days in jail. The inspector was taken to the holding area of the court but later complained of feeling unwell. He was taken to a city hospital after he continued to complain of feeling unwell. Several lawyers later appeared in the court and pleaded with the magistrate. He was still being held at the hospital on the police guard, but the charge against him was changed to misconduct in court. And still in the courts of the Georgetown Magistrate Court this morning, a 41-year-old minibus driver and his 18-year-old conductor appeared before the Chief Magistrate to face charges related to the alleged rape of a 12-year-old girl. The conductor, Kieran Adams, was slapped with a charge of sexual penetration of a child below the age of 16. The driver was charged with causing the 12-year-old girl to engage in sexual activity with his conductor. Both men were remanded to jail until the 29th of May. The incident is alleged to have occurred on the 30th of October 2018 after the child was picked up from extra lessons. The two men operated a minibus on the Sapphire route. Details of the incident cannot be reported since those details involve a child. Well, while admitting that he is still to file all of his declarations with the Integrity Commission, President David Granger today made it clear that it is a rule of his cabinet that all ministers should comply and make their declarations known to the constitutional body.
As far as the cabinet is concerned, the general opinion or the general rule is that we should all comply. So it's just a matter of time. Some of the details, I think, have taken may have taken some members' time, but I cannot say if all of them are compliant, but that is the policy of the cabinet, that every minister should comply.
The president explained that in his case, he has been in touch with the Integrity Commission and has written to the commission.
Well, first of all, I am in touch with the Integrity Commission. I have written to them. I have not submitted all of my declarations. They are taking some time. But I am in touch with them, and the Commission has heard from me.
The Integrity Commission has been publishing the names of public officials in the media for their failure to submit their declarations. The Commission has also launched a search for its own investigator. Former Attorney General Anil Nandlal recently stated that the Commission should begin legal proceedings against those public officials who continue to not file their declarations. In entertainment, the self-proclaimed greatest of all times for soca, Marshall Montano, has arrived in Guyana for his Wet Wednesday show, which is being hosted tonight at the National Stadium Providence. During a press conference today, the Trinidad and Tobago Soca King said he's happy to be back in Guyana once again for the Guyana Carnival.
But I think this growth where we see now the brand Guyana Carnival, I am here to represent and play my duty, which is to support such growth and such a move. Because Carnival is now something that we celebrate across the Caribbean. It's not just Trini or Barbados crop over or, Antigua Carnival. This is a representation of Caribbean people. And in every different island you go, everybody will have their unique difference or the unique characteristic. I look forward to, seeing people like Jomo Grow, seeing new artists like Stephen Tamika Marshall, Drew Toven, a producer, and I always try my best to encourage them. This year I was about to do a collaboration with Terry on Guyana Babu, and we just didn't get the time to get it, and I tell him, don't worry, if we don't do it this year, we'll do it next year because it's a song that I love.
According to the soca star, it is always a good time whenever he comes to Guyana, and he intends to have that good time again tonight when he takes to the stage.
And of course, Marshall is no stranger to Guyana. You ever see the movie Groundhog Day? I feel like I'm waking up in Guyana again for another good time. It's always a good time when I come here. One of the best audiences, one of the best shows to ever perform for is a Guyanese crowd, the energy levels. And I was hoping I wouldn't come here today and people ask me, Marshall, what to expect. Because I think by now Guyana know what to expect when Marshall come to a show. And I was thinking, this is probably my first time ever coming to a wet Wednesday in Guyana. So I've never seen Guyana do it wet. I perform already in the rain, but I never see when water is the intention. So I'm wondering what to expect tonight. I know the people are going to come out and surprise me.
The Wet Wednesday show is part of the 10 days of official activities for the Guyana Carnival. Montana will be joined on stage by reigning international soca monarch Mr. Killer, Guyana soca monarch Brandon Harding, and former Guyana monarchs Adrian Dutchin and Jomo Primo. Director for the Guyana Carnival, Kerwin Bollas, told reporters that the response to the Carnival events so far have been overwhelming.
But everything is in place. The concert is ready, like most of the artists would have said. It's Wet Wednesdays. We know we've been getting a few rain here and there, but that did not stop any of the parties so far. I think we've off to a fantastic start this year for Carnival. All of the events, I would say, that was really successful up until now. So I believe that trend is going to continue tonight. Marshall never disappoints in Guyana. I think one of his biggest fan base is here in Guyana. We've worked with him over the years, and we know the level of performance and entertainment that he brings to the stage, and we know that Guyanese are very, very excited about it. For persons out there, HJ Box Office is where all of the tickets are available.
Bollers said he's pleased with the public's response to the various shows, and patrons can expect the same high quality to continue for the remaining days of the Guyana Carnival. Across the Region is coming up next.
Falls, a trademark of China's Zhanghao Incorporated, located at Land of Cane in East Bank, Demerara, was incorporated in April of 2013 with over $10 billion Guyana dollars invested in a state-of-the-art 100,000 barrel fuel storage facility, a modern service station, an office complex, and a modern wharf that can berth international vessels. Having no association with any other fuel company, Falls imports its own fuel, which meets quality specifications, has all the legal permits, and is in compliance with international requirements. Its bulk facility can load 8 trucks simultaneously at a rate of 1,000 liters per minute, while the service station can service 12 cars at a time using computerized fuel pumps, which can facilitate the use of ATM cards. Through its professional team of mostly Guyanese, Falls wholesales and retails fuels to the public, including farmers and miners, and will continue to positively contribute to Guyana by providing quality products, service, and attractive prices. Try Falls today for all your fuel needs.
Let's get ready to rumble! Guyana, get ready for one of the biggest sporting events in history, going down on the 26th of May, when Team McNeil Cameron presents their first annual track and field championships, Mackenzie High School versus the Wisma Christianberg Secondary. It's going down on the MSC ground, Linden. Starting time at 9 a.m. Admission, adults $500 and kids $300. Event is being sponsored by Banks DIA, Stars Party Rental, Tropical Reflections Restaurant Tigwill, Foreign Links Motor Spears, Power Producing and Distribution Inc., Super Graphics MoneyGram, and Bosai Inc.
Friends with benefits!
Let's be friends, let's be friends with benefits.
The craziest concert to hit Guyana! Friday, 24th of May, 2019! We head to DCC ground! Let's Gibb Street, Queenstown! Friends with benefits!
As a luxury mechanic, I'm often asked, what gas should I use in my expensive vehicle? In other countries, you have regular and mid-grade gasoline known as 87, 89, and premium gasoline known as octane 93 to 95. For affordable, high-quality fuel, performance, and high mileage, visit Guy Oil today. Choose Guy Oil Super 95. Guy Oil, we are everywhere.
Across the region right now, the Antigua and Barbuda government has made a major announcement recalling all machine-readable passports. And the Antigua Passport Office has announced that all machine-readable passports must be surrendered starting from June 1, 2019, and they will be replaced with e-passports. The machine-readable passports will become invalid from the 31st of December this year. Only e-passports will be valid for travel from January 1 of next year. The Antiguan government said the move is applicable to all Antigua and Barbuda citizens. In Barbados, the government's recent passing grade for fiscal targets in the first 8 months of a 4-year International Monetary Fund program has failed to impress opposition lawmakers. Senator Crystal Drakes, an economist, said the Mia-Mottley administration may have hit the benchmarks, which are set under the IMF-sanctioned Barbados Economic Recovery and Transformation Program, but is ignoring its sustained and impending collateral damage to the society. Drake's remarks came during a press conference convened this morning at the opposition wing of the Parliament buildings. She noted that a recent 75% increase in bus fares, together with the garbage and sewage contribution tax and the layoffs within the public sector, were sudden measures that have become anvils around the necks of average Barbadians. And finally tonight, international news. Indians will finally find out on Thursday who won the general election after a long and bitter campaign. Prime Minister Narendra Modi, whose party stormed to power in 2014, campaigned hard to retain his commanding majority. He was up against the resurgent main opposition Congress Party and powerful regional rivals across the country. Exit polls have predicted a win for Mr. Modi, but analysts warn that they have often been wrong in the past. The last of 7 rounds of voting over 6 weeks ended on Sunday in India. The election is seen as a referendum on Mr. Modi, a polarizing figure adored by many, but also blamed for increasing divisions in India, according to the BBC. A party of coalition needs at least 272 seats to secure a majority in the 543-member lower house of Parliament. And that's your News Source Evening Bulletin for tonight. Gordon Mosley reporting.